Hello friends, family, and other creatures of the sea. Welcome back to a high-level game of StarCraft 2. In the top left on Stargazer, spawning as the blue Terran player playing for Team Liquid, we have Clem. And over here, in the top right of Stargazers, we have ShoWTimE playing for Team Storm G. Of course, his actual team is BIG, and I'm not talking about the New York rapper. I'm talking about Berlin International Gaming. It would be a lot cooler if ShoWTimE was sponsored by the notorious BIG, but it also would be rather weird, because I believe Biggie died in '96 or something like that. Once watched a documentary on that, the murders of Biggie and Tupac Shakur, where they try and figure out who killed them. I can't actually remember who killed them, or maybe they didn't have an answer in the end. It's a very fictionalized documentary. You know, they had these little parts in there where you had these actors playing, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. It took so long as well. Holy crap! I remember it taking years. But yeah, Biggie not sponsoring ShoWTimE. It's Berlin International Gaming instead. It's a different team, but for whatever reason, he's playing with the clan tag Storm G. Probably based on the game that's about to come out called Stormgate, made by Frost Giant. Now a couple of Protoss players have that in their as their clan name. Skillers has the same, I believe. So some background information here about their clan tags. Of course, we have Clem, and Mlem stands for the noise, I believe, a polar bear makes when it licks something. So both of these players having a very special clan name. Aren't they unique and cool? Something that's also unique and cool is this command center, as it's not built on position, as there's a couple of mineral patches blocking that. I wonder if this is actually in range of the watchtower. I know that the gas is in range of the watchtower, and I think one of the mineral patches is as well. And if I were to look at it and draw a circle from the middle, that's what we're gonna try. Look at this circle. I don't think the command center is in range. I think it would go right over here, maybe. Just barely outside of range, like this. Actually kind of curious. I hope one of them actually does end up taking that watchtower so I can see it. Just gotta remember this area. I don't think I drew the perfect circle. I once practiced drawing the perfect circle for a couple of days in a row. There's like a certain technique you can do, and you can get very close to, well, not actually drawing a perfect circle, but, you know, close enough. And I was getting a little bit closer, but then I got bored and stopped doing it. It's one of these skills that isn't actually that useful either. You really need to force it to get it out at a party, you know? It's like a Rubik's Cube. Like you can't just walk around with it and someone else going, hey, you have a Rubik's Cube. Because the moment you're walking around with a Rubik's Cube, people already assume that you can fix it. And it's the same if you're walking around with a sheet of paper and a pencil. People know that you probably have a trick there. I'm not even quite sure. Oh, crap, I need to check right now.
Complete.
It's over here? I'm not sure. It would be on the edge. I think you wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it. You can't see that one mineral patch, by the way. I was wrong about that. That's interesting. Okay. Cool. Nah, you couldn't see it. You can just build it here. No way you'd see it. Anyway, let's take a look at the actual build orders here, rather than just talking about mediocre stories. We have a Twilight Council, a second and a third gate. We have our first Oracle out. Now this Oracle, what is he seeing? He sees 2 barracks and a tank being popped out here. Third base should be on the way. I didn't even actually check whether this was a Nexus before a core or a core before a Nexus. It's one of the two, that I can assure you. It was one of the two. We saw at least a somewhat quick Nexus. Now this with an Oracle. This Oracle is pretty fast. The blink is pretty quick. I'm feeling this was Nexus before a core. Also makes sense on this map, Stargazers. This is a good defensive map. It's rather large. Nexus before core is completely fine. Ooh, this is a move out here out of Clem, though. Would you look at that? Now, he has no units in the mineral lines. That means that this Oracle... If this Oracle hadn't just disappeared into thin air near these beautiful looking plants, it could have counterattacked into one of these mineral lines, taken out like 6-7 workers. Then if there's a battery or 2 at home, and you have, what, 4 to 6 stalkers, you're just gonna destroy this push. There's just not enough marines with it. You kill 5 workers, you have a third base on the way. I think ShoWTimE would have been in a fantastic position. Now losing that Oracle, not the most brilliant position. I mean, it's still going to be fine, as long as he doesn't die. This is a pretty big investment here out of Clem. Focus fire out of ShoWTimE, so I really like that. More solid focus fire. The tank doesn't even get to shoot once. Brilliant control on these stalkers so far. Is Blink done? Not yet. One battery is going to get drained here, but 5 stalkers will stay alive and go in for the chase. I think if I'm Clem, I believe that these stalkers have Blink. They don't have Blink yet. Clem actually could turn around and start fighting this. Blink's about to finish up. One stalker can get Blink back. Very nice control here out of ShoWTimE. That means now we get a forward Blink. Grenade is going to push some of these stalkers away. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Very good opener here for the German Protoss player. I just realized that ShoWTimE actually is on the east side of the map as well. It would be perfect for being sponsored by Biggie. That's great. Alright, Blink in towards the... This was the natural base. A couple of SCVs will get taken out there. Matter of fact, flying too far forward. Needs to be careful here. Clem paying attention as always. Clem is very fast when it comes to unit control. Just a very good player in general. And usually good players, they don't make big mistakes. This is sometimes a bit of a scary area where if you keep control of this watchtower, then you don't have too much control of the front part. But if you move towards the front part with these stalkers and your opponent drops, all of your stalkers are out of position. So there's a little bit of mind gaming, and I bet there's some game theory involved there as well. Always when there's mind gaming going on. Uh-oh. Okay, I like his high ground usage. But yeah, ShoWTimE picked correct here, because he went to the front and Clem also came through the front. Now, taking out this stalker at the watchtower once again is going to give a similar issue here for ShoWTimE. Basically, will Clem decide to drop over these mineral patches, maybe land over here, unload, then just stim in, or is he going to move forward? I love this little hallucination move here. Yeah, this is something that you don't quite understand sometimes. Ooh, hold that thought. That you don't quite sometimes understand as an observer of the game because you can't see it as clearly. But these type of moments are really scary for a Protoss player. And you see that ShoWTimE is kind of overreacting in a way. But if he would underreact and there would be a real threat, it also would look very silly. So I'm glad that he takes it serious. There is, I think, 2 force fields here. Yeah, 2 force fields. 1 Guardian Shield. But after 1 Guardian Shield gets used, we're going to have only 0 force fields. Not sure what you prefer. I guess you'd rather just not do anything. Hope your opponent moves back. That's exactly what Clem is doing here. And ShoWTimE will live to die another day. Or will live to keep on living. Till the end of time, of course. Depends a little bit how this game will go. Clem is going to start moving back. Like the good Frenchman he is. Returns home. And pretends that he never waved the white flag. But that definitely was a little fight that ideally you would take as a Terran. You want to be trading at this point. You want to put pressure on your opponent before your ghosts come out. And the main reason for that is the more pressure you put on your opponent while you're teching into ghosts, the harder it is for your opponent to tech into Colossi or Disruptor. Colossi and Disruptor really are just a counter to Ghost Mine. And Clem is setting up for a massive Ghost Mine push, and thus you want to delay these types of transitions. This is a lot of mines, by the way. Holy freaking crap. 10 mines. Good lord. That's double the amount of mines from if you would have 5. That's crazy. Because 5 is already a lot of mines, you know? That's the first number where you, ooh, that's a lot of mines. 4 mines is doable. 5 mines is an issue. That really is a problem. 10 mines is like 2 major problems here. Like major problems. Ooh, ooh. Some back and forward moving. First Colossi is out. That is important. These mines are going to hit. Lots of zealots are dying. I imagine goes for with this push as well. This is already a really good trade, by the way, for Clem. He's taking out a lot of these zealots. And there's still some mines in the back as well over here. Wait, there's vision? Oh my god, this observer. I didn't even see it. No way Clem saw it either. That is such a sneaky little position there that he had. Allowing ShoWTimE. Woo! Allowing ShoWTimE not just taking out these mines, but perhaps even catching these medevacs. Clem spots that he was spotted. And that's important, because if Clem wouldn't have realized, he might have lost a lot of medevacs there. Losing a little bit of momentum is Clem here by losing all of these mines there in the end. And is transitioning into Viking production. We have +2 on the way already. And when it comes to upgrades, Clem actually is in an okay position. He's down 1 right now. Second fort is on the way for ShoWTimE, also starts +2. But Clem is maximum going to be down 1 upgrade this entire game. Ooh, here we go, big engagement. A lot of ShoWTimE's army is actually somewhat out of position. There's 4 Colossi though. You're allowed to be out of position if your army consists of 4 Colossi. Your opponent has 0 Vikings. That is painful, that sucks. That is a situation you don't want to find yourself in. And yet ShoWTimE finds himself in there. You do not want to be in. Just taking a look at this observer movement. It's very pretty, the way that ShoWTimE moves. With the observers. He never leaves them in one place for too long. Just kind of changes location and gets more information. I'm not even sure if it's harder for Clem to figure it out, but you're getting spotted in different locations all the time. So you might just think that your opponent, rather than having good map vision, is like clairvoyant or something like that. Which usually is a bad call. Most of the time when the Protoss responds to everything, he's either a map hacker or he has observers on top of your army. Most of the time it's the observers, but every now and again it's a map hacker. Then you can't really do anything about it, no matter how much you scan. You can try though. Scan the map hack away. That doesn't work actually. Super battery gets activated in the main base. Without a Colossi though, you're not really going to be defending this properly. You could just get kited to death. Yeah, super battery also kind of useless. More zealots being warped in, also kind of useless. Disruptor coming into the rescue. That might actually help if Clem doesn't pay attention. Clem not known to... Oh my god. Some nice splits, but... not quite nice enough. At the same time, we have a bottom army here. Vikings flying a bit too far forward. The EMPs are going to hit hard on those Colossi, though. One Colossi gets taken out. Lots of trading going on all over the map as these medevacs are trying to get away. Wrong medevac gets sniped. ShoWTimE could have gotten more, but we'll still be happy with how this fight went. At least, I can't read his mind, but if I were in his position, I'd be happy with how that fight went. Like, you pushed it away, didn't lose any major structures. I think he lost a cannon maybe, but his upgrades are alive. He now's adding more gateways. He still has vision here. Well, he doesn't really have vision of this army necessarily, but has some type of vision on that area. Observer sees the bottom army coming in. I love this army split here. It's about 8 Stalkers and a Colossi, or 9 Stalkers and a Colossus. Ooh. Very tricky rotation here out of Clem. Wanted to jump on top of those disruptors, is not quite going to do that. Disruptors are pretty empty right now though. We had a big EMP coming in all of those disroofs. I think we're out of disruptor shots. Maybe one more. I actually think 0 more disruptor shots. Is there still enough Clem though in this engagement? And the answer is actually yes. There's plenty of Clem around. We have another big pickup. This time I don't think ShoWTimE actually saw it happen. Oh, he's gonna spot it with the observer. He's gonna immediately start marching in towards the main base. There's no army going towards the bottom side. Of course, ShoWTimE isn't aware of that. ShoWTimE is splitting off way too little units. He's going to lose 1 Colossus for free. Second Colossus on the low ground, taking a little bit of damage. This is a very oversent army. I think Clem could have stayed. I actually think Clem could have stayed a little bit longer here. Instead, he's just going to move back, but not pick up. I also like this move. There's a lot of moves that Clem has been doing that I really, really like. Ooh, and this is a move I also like. 11 DTs heading towards the bottom side. And these DTs have blink. I wouldn't mind if ShoWTimE waits to go in with these DTs. Almost hit a disruptor shot there, would have been huge. Didn't hit it. Still huge. Super battery gets activated, but there's too much damage output here. Need to be very careful, Mr. ShoWTimE. Yeah, I would have loved for ShoWTimE to wait here. Look, I love blinking on top of command centers as much as any other guy, but ooh, you really need to wait until they're planetary so they can't just lift off. Did he miss that observer? Yeah, surely he sees it now though. Oh, this is so unfortunate. Just constantly being in range of that observer is hugely frustrating. It really is hugely frustrating. Now, there's a lot of supply in the main base for ShoWTimE here. Clem is... He's gonna go for this army, isn't he? He's gonna come from 2 sides. He's gonna say, hey, buddy, what you doing? And can I join the party? Coming in from two sides right now. A lot of disruptors are going to end up falling, but these big purification novas are still hitting. 199 supply against 188. A lot of that supply was still being warped in for ShoWTimE. Every single Colossus is going to fall. That also means that these Vikings are now useless. DTs are coming in from the side as well. EMPs will connect. Is this enough? I think this might just be enough for the Terran player to continue at least kiting for a little bit longer. There's no Immortals. There are no Colossi in this army either. I think Clem could stay. He has a lot of sustain with this push because of the medevacs. Ooh, it could jump in here. If you have vision of the high ground, you can jump in with the DTs. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do. That's a cute move. Hop, blink over. Yeah, nice little hop there. When I was in high school, we had these things. I'm not even sure what you call them. Like, it's basically a stick that has like a bouncy thing in it. And you need to balance on it. It's just like a stick and it has two handles for your feet. I guess you could call it. And people would just jump around on them like a bunny. A pogo stick is what it was called. This was hugely popular when I was in high school. I was extremely bad at it, but I haven't seen one of those in years. I would love to try one of these again. I wonder if they still make them or if they still sell them. I don't think I ever owned one as a kid. I know I tried some, but I never owned one. I was very bad at it in the little time that I did use it. That's exactly what I'm going to be doing after this game. Just checking Amazon to see if there's any pogo sticks that they deliver to my house tomorrow. God. The neighbors that live under me are going to hate me. Not allowed to have any dogs in this house, but a pogo stick is fine. Ding, ding, ding. I'm not making any friends in this neighborhood. Liberators moving forward will get sniped by these stalkers here. A couple of carriers out. They are with very mediocre upgrades. The only thing they're going to be fighting is air units, perhaps. Because these air units do not have any vehicle plating yet. That is an issue, of course. Well, for the air units, not for the carriers. Unless these carriers have a lot of empathy. They feel bad for attacking the air units. It's also possible. Slightly unlikely. Wouldn't have become a carrier then. Also, carriers aren't really a unit, right? It's a ship that shoots out interceptors. There's a guy that uses the carrier, though. You shouldn't forget that. It's not an actual person. There's a person in there, but the carrier itself. It's not a living thing. It's just a structure. No, a vehicle. There we go. Structure. Oh, it's huge. Practically a structure. If you have a boat on the water and you live in that boat, would that then be a structure or a vehicle? Interesting question. Not quite sure. Another thing I will Google after this game. Let's have a look. Just not a lot has been happening. We have some DTs running around and they're dealing some damage, but it's not really the end of the world. Clem is losing a bit of eco. That means his army is becoming very big. He's adding Vikings. I really think one of the main mistakes that Clem makes fairly often is not getting any vehicle plating in these type of scenarios. I think adding a second armory, the moment you see carriers, is an absolute must. Even if you say, well, this upgrade's going to finish in a minute, any time you can make on the vehicle plating is huge. It's so darn important against carriers. The same reason why plus attack upgrades are so important for the carrier. Vehicle plating is just one of the biggest upgrades you can get right now. This is a risky move out of ShoWTimE. There are a bunch of disruptors, but a single EMP can make them a little more vulnerable. Ghost in the back dealing well with these interceptors as well. There's 21 remaining. This is an army that is easily surrounded. This is also an army that isn't actually that big. Recall is going to get utilized, but lots of carriers will fall. A couple of disruptors will get taken out. One more disruptor will fall most likely, and this was a fantastic fight here for Clem. Look at that, 26,000 resources lost on the side of ShoWTimE, only 20k for Clem. Clem wants to go for the kill, but I think he should take it a little slower. Take out this bottom side base first. Yep, there we go. Gold base is going to get taken out. This is 100% the correct, well, it's not 100% the correct call, but I believe this to be the correct call. I guess the argument against it is that this is a crap army. Like, this army is proper wank, as the British would say. A wank. They wouldn't pronounce half the letters though. My English pronunciation slightly better than the average British person. Purification Novas are going to try and zone out this army. But to be fair, it's their language. They can pronounce it however they want, I guess. Whatever they do, maybe by definition is the correct way of pronouncing it. This is a good engagement for Clem once again. Yeah, this army is really, really bad out of ShoWTimE. And one of the reasons for that is that it consists of only gateway units and disruptors. There's no real backbone to it, no colossi, no immortals. Ooh, hello. Bring it back here. And also, there's just so many workers. That means it's so difficult to get a good fight if you don't get to a proper carrier count. And the carrier count just hasn't been high enough. Still, 0 vehicle plating upgrades here for Clem. And Clem actually is kind of getting blasted in this fight a little bit. Well, he's still in the resources lost table. He's still definitely winning. But bank-wise, he lost a lot of his bank. He's getting some reinforcements. This army, funnily enough, actually looks stronger than it was before. This army is also extremely overstimmed out of Clem. Needs to be careful. I really think he needs to go back for a bit. He needs to calm down. He needs to sit back, relax, and say, hey, we just had a couple of very good fights. And I know you have a lot of workers. I just want to max out, get a tiny bank, make sure that I'm set up on the bottom side with my bases, make sure that I have plenty of scans available when I push in somewhere. It's not like ShoWTimE's army is going to get better at this point. His army is going to stay pretty much the same. Like, he might add a colossi or 2 more disruptors. It's not going to change the game. Clem's army is going to be massive. It can get slightly more massive, but he wants to be set up already. It's the most important thing. And you want to really set up a powerful attack. Orbital commanders might actually get sniped here. Purification of only going to hit a single marauder. That one hits a single marine. Oh, here comes a flank. 2 disruptors will get taken out. Good control out of Clem once again. Ooh, first Purification Nova that actually hits a little bit. There, Purification Nova hitting the own stalkers. Uh-oh, ShoWTimE. A little bit of miscontrol here. Clem absolutely managing this like a god. But is this godly play good enough? There's 3 disruptors remaining. The rest of it is just stalkers. And with +2 ship weapons on these liberators, and with these ghosts, that means that liberators will one-shot after an EMP hits. That is a pretty powerful thing. Not many people know this, but the liberator is the highest DPS unit in the entire game. Might also be the highest single target damage. That isn't a spell, right? I guess Yamato would be the highest single target damage otherwise. That's a crazy spell, by the way. Maybe Tempest deal more damage against massive air? Single target? I'm not actually sure. No, Liberators deal more damage. No, Liberators definitely deal more damage. Ooh, this base can get repaired. Clem, can we respond perhaps to this threat? This wasn't enough DTs to really beat through a repairing SCV force. There were 8-9 SCVs there. That definitely could have repaired that planetary. Would have given him some extra mining. Right now, Clem actually is relatively poor, losing that base. On top of that, these long-distance mining SCVs are also going to end up falling. This command center is going to end up dying. There's only how many orbitals? Why can't I see that? Why can't I see that? 4 orbitals remaining. 1 in the natural perhaps could end up dying. Purification Off is going to get dodged. Ooh, Clem wanted to jump on it. He was indecisive there for a millisecond. And that's going to cost him in a big way. Ghost Marine Marauder still being left behind. Oh, so much mining though for ShoWTimE. Clem, he played so well, and he thought he could commit to the base trade, but he really couldn't. Base trading a Protoss these days usually isn't that brilliant because of DTs, because of the disruptors being such powerful units in base trades. Planetaries can be easily broken with the help of disruptors, and at home DTs can be warped in defensive. Disruptors are extremely viable as well. I think we'll need to see a recall here. A recall is the only thing that can save this army here for ShoWTimE. At least that's what I believe. It is 3 disruptors, it's a lot of stalkers. Oh, actually, is the bio army big enough? Look how slow this surround kind of is being constructed here. Big EMPs are hitting flank out of the Zealot. EMP is going to connect with that. Liberators. Ooh, good fight so far for Clem. All of this army is pretty low. Purification Nova hits 3 units there. That's 6 supply that we won't see back. SCVs could join in the fray as well. Oh my god. ShoWTimE is going to lose every single unit. Every single unit over here. Disruptors, Stalkers, DTs, Zealots. If there was a sentry, it also would have died, but it wasn't there. But if it were, it would have died. But it wasn't. Turret will spot this DT. That means that also shouldn't be much of an issue. The only real issue that Clem has currently is the issue of the mining. Scan up top of the ramp, scan on top of the ramp. Oh my god, balls of steel. He's chasing, and he's chasing hard. You're gonna need a scan at some point, buddy. 6 supply, I think. One more. Miss. Liberator sieging up. How many more orbitals do we have? 2, 3, 4, 5? 2. No more scans. 0 scans available currently. This base is important. Oh. Oh, these stalkers were important. Wanted to take out this one Liberator. We'll get the Liberator, but have to pay with their, well, all of their lives basically. If these SCVs get taken out, that could be good. I was gonna say huge, but it's not really huge. It's nice, but that's really about it. That means that the only mine that can be done will be with needles. That actually is kind of big. Never mind. That's a big deal. This reminds me of a game that these two played last year, which in my mind was the game of the year. I want to say it was on Glittering Ashes. Like a 45-minute base trade game that ended up with 2 Marines and a medevac, or 3 Marines and a medevac against like 3 Stalkers. An absolutely insane game, like a legitimately insane game. Disruptors are going to get saved right now for ShoWTimE, and once again, we have a very, very sick game over here on our hands. Oh, snipes! You almost never see snipe used against Protoss players, but Clem finding a use here. Zealots are being taken out. Where are the disruptors? They're coming from the top side right now. If he can hit one, if he can hit one, if he can hit both. Ooh, he's gonna hit neither. And rather than chasing up the ramp, Clem is afraid and says, I'm going to take out your bases. But these bases aren't even mining. The only mining base is up top here. There's actually still some minerals left. I underestimated that. I did not think there was going to be about 2k minerals left here. We also have about 1400 gas. Plenty of gas in the bank, but maybe Archons against 6 ghosts, maybe not it. Ooh, look at that DT. DT has some potential, doesn't it? Could hit like the Viking once and then blink away. If you're ShoWTimE, you're just controlling that DT right now, correct? No, incorrect. He's not controlling anything right now. Good long distance mine from this base as well. Needs to recall this though, isn't he? Takes out a Marine for free. Might actually get these units. I would trade. You're gonna lose this anyway, most likely, no? Yeah. You're gonna get surrounded. Might as well make the best of it. If you're gonna get killed, take some people down with you, innit? I didn't take too many down with him. There's still some production though for ShoWTimE. There's nothing for Clem. He has 11 workers, long distance mining here in this base. 32 workers on this one surely is ineffective. 8 would be plenty, and then the rest could be long distance mining. Actually adding maybe like 2.5 stalkers a minute. Nah, maybe not that many. No, 1.5 stalker per minute. I mean, still 1.5 stalker is more than 0. Could also just add a disruptor. I mean, plenty of gas. I actually wouldn't mind if he just adds 2 more disruptors. Or if he just adds DTs all the time. Just single DTs, you use them to kill these workers, and then blink around. You're never gonna get caught, mate. Observer is literally... Wait, where is it? I just saw it, no? Where are you at? Oh, it was literally in the unit! Liberator's gonna get sniped. Good control here out of ShoWTimE. Oh, here comes the Purification Nova. Can we get a Purification Nova? Look at these. Oh, it's gonna get... Nah, it's gonna get spotted. There's no way. There's just no way. SCVs will get taken out. There's still some mining here on the top side too. Why do we have nothing in production? ShoWTimE. Can we get a hit? If he gets vision of these disruptors, that would be huge. Almost want to recall them in that case, don't you? Ooh, a couple of SCVs will get taken out here. Oh, 3 ghosts! And a Liberator! Recall. You need to recall the disruptors right now. You're gonna lose them. No! ShoWTimE! You needed to... Oh no. Perhaps can get another Liberator, but... These disruptors are going to fall. There's nothing you can do about it. Had to recall them there, at that instant. It was clear to me, it should have been clear to ShoWTimE there that he was going to be caught up with. There's 8 of... Okay, at this point, if you don't have a Templar Archives yet, I almost would say get a Templar Archives. 3 Archons at this point? I mean, you hit one more Disruptor. I think Disruptor's more important still. Blink away. There's just too much health on these units. Do we still have a DT alive? Oh, DT is not aware of that bottom side base. Liberator far away. Is this even in range of anything? No way. So this patch is not going to mine nothing. Well, it only has 15 minerals left, so that's not the end of the world. Don't think ShoWTimE's going to be staying up at night. That's a risky move. Oh, but he has full vision still. Oh, poof. Good shot. Actual good shot. This is useless, by the way. Legitimately useless. What's he gonna do? You need to recall. You need to recall right now. GG. ShoWTimE gives up. Wow. Wow. What a game. Actually an insane game. Very well played. I did not think that Clem was gonna win this. I thought Clem was gonna win this after all the fights, but then I didn't think Clem was gonna win this. I mean, at this point, this is where I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, there's what, 1,200 minerals left on these bases, and you just start counting, right? Like, what could you make with 1,200 minerals right now? It's like 2-3 extra disruptors. What does Clem have against 2-3 extra disruptors? Especially if you add 4 more stalkers as well. You still have 2 DTs for harassment. Like, you're gonna hit something if you have 5 disruptors. If he just doesn't lose these 2 disruptors, this game is over, I think. Well, it's not over, but... yeah, wow. What a play. What was the actual units lost? Look at that. 66,000 lost for ShoWTimE. 47k lost for Clem. Clem just mined so much less that this game still got close. What a beautifully outplayed game. Holy crap. This, I think it's one of my favorite games of the year once again. This was such a sick game. I actually completely... I can't believe I missed this game. I actually completely missed this game. I'm very upset by that. I would have loved to watch this live. Well, that's going to be it actually for me. I'm rambling again. It happens once you get past 22. Start rambling a bit. Alright, thanks for watching. I hope to see all of you next time for more and new videos. Bye bye.